You're one of those gals who likes having a plan. You like waking up and knowing exactly what is expected of you. And you're the kind of woman who thrives when things have some sort of flow in place. Not perfection, just some sort of predictability. You like knowing what's for supper. You like having a rhythm for your chores, for the week, for your time. You're not trying to do more. You're just trying to feel like your day is anchored instead of reacting to whatever comes flying at you next. Now, you've probably even tried the printable checklists, the daily planner, the cute little morning routine charts, and they worked for 2 days maybe a week. And then, just like that, life did what it always does, and something shifted. You didn't have the energy that day. Your toddler needed more from you. The whole plan that you had cracked in half, and what you did is you went ahead and you blamed yourself again for not being disciplined enough. But what if it's not actually a discipline problem? What if it's not even a structure problem? What if it's just that you've been handed a version of structure that was never built for the kind of life God actually gave you? Welcome to the Modern Homemaker Mom podcast. I'm your host, Jynae Schmidt. If you found yourself here, it means that you're ready to break free from overwhelm, create a peaceful, well-run home, and finally live with more structure, margin, and stability. Here you'll find practical rhythms, real-life systems, and faith-filled encouragement you need to simplify your home and reclaim your time so that you can show up fully for the life God is calling you to. Let's get started. So as we opened up with, you don't hate structure. In fact, deep down, you probably love it. You like to feel stable. You love having a loose plan in place. And what you really want is your home to run in a way that is simple and peaceful. So why has this not worked for you? Why do you fall off the routines that are supposed to be helping you? This is why. It's not that the structure is the problem, it's that the rigidity is. The systems you've tried in the past are too tight, they're too robotic. They expect you to show up the exact same way every single day of your life, no matter how you slept, no matter how your body feels, no matter what the kids need, or how God is leading you. That is not structure, my friends, that is pressure. And pressure like that, it does not leave room for who you actually are. You were created with seasons. As women, we were created with seasons. Our energy changes, your days shift, and when your structure doesn't blend with your life, it will always break. Now, I always thought that I just needed to find the right system. I like structure, just like you, and I like knowing what is expected of me. That part wasn't the issue for me. So what I did is I kept trying. I'd print the chore charts, buy the planners, line up the checklists, and I'd start super strong every single time. But within a few days, something would shift, my energy would dip, my daughter would need more from me, I'd wake up foggy, or my cycle would hit, or I'd feel completely disconnected from that version of me that made the plan in the first place. And the structure that was supposed to help me started making me feel like I was falling behind for just being a human. It felt like I was trying to hold my life together with concrete, no flexibility, no give, no grace. And when it inevitably cracked, what did I do? But I blamed myself. I thought I was inconsistent. I thought that I was the reason that things weren't working. Until one day I stopped and I asked myself, what if I'm actually not the problem? What if this system isn't built for the way I was created to live? That's when I started doing something that felt completely opposite of what everybody out there is teaching. What I did is I started listening to my body. I stopped trying to show up the exact same way every single day, 24/7, 365 days a year. Each morning, what I did is I started asking myself very simple questions. Questions like, okay, how do I feel today? Where's my energy levels at? Where's my heart? How am I emotionally? What does today's version of me need? The one that is standing right here, not the one who filled out the planner last week, because how we felt last week isn't necessarily how we're going to feel today. And we really can't predict that of ourselves. And so when I let those answers start shaping my rhythm, everything started to soften for me. My days still had the structure that I craved, but it finally worked with me instead of against me. And I began to feel like the steady woman again that I always wanted to be. Now, this is the piece that nobody is telling you. You can love structure without living in that rigidness. Structure does not mean that you have to do the same thing at the same time every single day. It means that you build anchors into your day that work with you, that work with your body, that work with the season of life that you're in, with your actual real life. Real quick, can I say something that might hit close to home? If homemaking feels harder than it should, like you're constantly behind, constantly resetting, it's not you. It's the lack of method that actually fits your season of life. Which is why I created my signature offer, Modern Homemaker Method, and right now I'm rebuilding it. Not because it wasn't working before, but because it's time to teach the secret frameworks that I have trusted myself for years. The ones that have carried me through every season of life. Busy, slow, pregnancy, postpartum, interrupted, and still hold. Yes, I teach decluttering and cleaning, but this goes beyond surface tips. This course is a full roadmap for building a peaceful, life-giving home built around rhythms that honor your energy, your capacity, and your actual life. This course is closed right now while I finish these powerful upgrades, but if you're on the VIP waitlist, you're going to get early access to the course, VIP-only bonuses that the public will not get access to, as well as sneak peeks as I build this next chapter with you in mind. If you're ready for a method that finally works, you can become one of my VIPs by going to jynaeschmid.com/waitlist or tap the link below in the show notes. Remember, this isn't just another course, it's the framework you've been missing, and I can tell you it's going to change your life because that's what it did for me. Now, back to the episode. Now, God is a God of order. And a verse that comes to my mind when I think of this specific phrase, like God being a God of order, is 1 Corinthians 14:40, which says, "Let all things done be decently and in order." And that is a verse that my mom has quoted to me and my siblings all throughout our growing up years. So I think about it often. But even God, in creating the world, didn't do the same thing every single day. He didn't copy paste his plan on day one and did the same thing on day two. He created the world with intention, with rhythm, and then at the very end, guess what he did? He rested. Your days can flow with that same kind of wisdom that God left as an example for us. When your rhythms are flexible, when they leave room for who you are, how you feel, and where God is leading you, everything is going to feel lighter. And it's not just about feeling better, it's about living more aligned with the way that God actually designed you to move through time. But if you keep chasing all of these rigid routines, you keep trying another new checklist, or your friend said, print this thing out and try this out. If you keep trying to push through and try to force yourself to show up the exact same every single day, what's going to happen is you are going to stay frustrated. You are going to keep thinking that something is wrong with you, that it's your fault, that you are failing as a mother. You're going to keep falling off and blaming your follow through, telling yourself that you just can't follow through with things. You just can't be consistent, but it's not your fault. It's the method that you're following. It doesn't leave room for motherhood. It doesn't leave room for those unexpected moments with your kids. It doesn't leave room for margin in your day, for those moments that just take longer. Something might take not as much time. And it doesn't leave room for you. Like, when was the last time you had a moment to yourself or 5 minutes to do something that was for you? Now, that kind of structure will always feel heavy because it wasn't built for real life. Now let's take another look at this. Imagine this all in a different way. You wake up and your first question of the day is not, what's on my to-do list? It's, how am I doing today? You check in with yourself. You adjust. You get aligned with your body. You still have a rhythm. You still have that structure that you want, but it bends with you. It flows with you. You know what needs to happen, but there's now room to breathe. You feel more patient because you're not rushing yourself through the day. You stop snapping at your kids and your husband because you're not holding yourself to a standard that only a machine could meet. And you move through your home with a kind of steadiness that your family feels. The meals still get made. The laundry still gets folded and put away, I will add. But it all happens inside of a rhythm that honors your season of life instead of fighting against it. This is where your motherhood begins to soften, and this is where your home starts to feel more peaceful, not because you're doing more, that's the beauty of it, but because your structure is finally starting to work with you. So if you are in a season where your days feel, scattered all over the place, if you've tried the planners, the printables, the rigid systems as we've been talking about, and they keep falling apart, I want you to hear me. You are not inconsistent. I said this already. You are not undisciplined. You are not a broken person or failing. You just need a rhythm that's going to fit your real life. And that's what I teach inside the Modern Homemaker Method program. If you are ready for simple rhythms that bend with your body, with your season of life, and your calling, I would love to walk through this with you. You can join the waitlist for the program at jynaeschmid.com/waitlist, or the link is below for you in the show notes where you can sign up and become one of my VIPs. There is a gentler way for you to run your home, and this program is built for you. Now, you were not designed for rigidity, remember. Walk away today from this episode if there's anything you can remember. It's not about keeping this rigid schedule. It's about how you were created for a rhythm. Peace starts in your home with structure that can breathe. And you are the steady heart of it all. So I'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Thank you so much for tuning in. And definitely make sure that you follow the show so that you don't miss out on the episodes I have coming out every single Tuesday. Did something in today's episode encourage you? If it did, would you take a minute to hit subscribe and leave a quick review? It's such a simple way to support this show and help other homemakers find this encouragement as well. And if you're looking for even more support in your homemaking journey, come join our free Facebook group. Just head over to bit.ly/homeroutines. Thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you in the next episode.